Are you having trouble with Facebook ads? Let's talk about the 4 things that you guys are doing wrong as beginners that are tripping you up and keeping you from making that money.
Welcome to the Roughnecks. I'm Rico, your e-com instructor. I'm a software engineer, a military veteran, and a 6-figure e-com seller. I've helped over 400 students on Amazon alone, and thousands more make money online. If you need to know anything about making money, you're gonna find it out right here.
Yo, welcome back to the Roughnecks Ecom channel. I'm your host, 𝗙𝗥𝗘𝗘𝗚, aka Rico. And over here we talk all about how to make money online, offline, and everywhere in between. If that sounds good to you, make sure you subscribe and click the little notification bell so you guys can get updated when I drop content that helps you out. And get into the free Facebook group below. There's a shameless plug, and I drop tons more content in there to help you guys out. So let's go ahead, let's talk about why you are here. All right, so you guys are struggling with your Facebook ads. And as a beginner, I know it's very daunting and there's a ton to learn, and there's all these gurus telling you to do all these ridiculous things that may or may not help you. Most of the time it doesn't help you. If anything, it just kind of confuses you and puts you in a worse off spot than you were before. You guys don't want that. You don't want to be worse off than you were before. So you guys need to take heed. There are specifically 4 things that I see you guys going wrong with that really trips you guys up. You guys aren't finding your audience, you guys are terrible with your creatives, you guys don't know anything about ad copy, and then you guys are choosing the wrong marketing objectives. So those things are gonna screw you up, okay? If you don't have good creatives, you can't necessarily convey what your ad is about. If you have terrible ad copy and it's too long, people aren't gonna read it, so they're not gonna be interested in what you're trying to offer. If you guys don't have the right audience, obviously people aren't gonna buy because you're showing the ad to the wrong person or people. And if you guys are, using the wrong marketing objective, then you're just spinning your wheels because, if you're trying to market for video, video views, let's say you want people to view your video, but instead you're like, hey, let me go to conversions because I think that's what I want. Not the same thing, guys. Doesn't work, all right? It does not work the same way. You're going to a completely different objective, and Facebook's going to treat it as such. So you guys need to understand what you're doing and where you can make small tweaks to help yourselves out. Now, as an advanced user, we're not going to go into that just yet. That's more for what's inside of the Roughnecks Ecom Bootcamp. But as a beginner, these tips are going to help you. So let's go ahead, let's jump into the computer so I can show you where you guys are going wrong, show you where you can get some of the things to fix your issues, and really like how you can fix them. All right, guys. So let's talk about the 4 things that really are holding you guys back from having successful Facebook ads. There's a ton of things. There's actually a ton of things that are holding you back, but these are the 4 most common problems because these are the mistakes that beginners make. That's what I should say. These are the mistakes that most beginners make. Now, as you get further along, you'll make different mistakes, but we're not going to talk about those because most people never even get to that point where they have to figure out how to create lookalike audiences or figure out how to retarget properly or whatever. They don't even get to that point. They just screw up here. All right. And the first and foremost thing that people screw up on is not having a defined freaking audience. Okay. Audience insights is going to be your best friend. People literally just come over. They just skip all of this. They just immediately go to, trying to create an ad for whatever. And then it gets screwed up because there is no audience, or they don't know what the demographics are. They don't know any of that. They're just like, oh, okay, whatever. So, for example, let's say you're trying to advertise to pit bull owners. You want to sell a pit bull necklace. All right, you want to sell a pit bull necklace to pit bull owners. Here's pit bull dogs, pit bull lovers. Okay, probably a good idea. These people that would love pit bulls. Okay, you want to sell an item to pit bull lovers. All right, and I mean, this interest is pretty freaking awesome. Okay, so let's take a look here. All right, let's take a look. Let's break this down. Instead of, you guys are not doing your proper research. You guys are literally just jumping into the ad. So instead of taking the time to see, what people want, you're like, oh, whatever, we're just gonna go through it and call it a day. No, guys. So as you can see here, 54% of men who would want this. So let's say out of 100% of people that are into pit bull lovers, right? 54% are men, 46% are women. So
It's kind of male dominated. Pit bulls are typically like a male type of dog, from what I've seen. I mean, especially in the area that I'm in. Now, 18 to 24, the interest level is kind of low, 10%, but the market is huge for people 25 to 34, 35 to 44, and then 45 to 54. It starts dropping off right around here, like 55 to 64 and above. So I might not even waste my time advertising to anyone 65 or older. I would probably cut it off somewhere around like 55 to 60. Okay, if I was really just trying to focus and target, I would run it here, and then I would start seeing, I would start looking at the age demographics to see what's costing me the most. If this right here, this has the lowest interest, so this might actually cost you the most to advertise to and get their interest, I would cut that. If it's, leaps and bounds above these people here, I'm cutting it. It's not even going to be worth it. Okay. So that having these types of insights can help you down the line. So you can be like, all right, I already know that this is only 9% of males, who are pit bull lovers. It's probably going to be a little bit expensive. Females, 12%, 18 to 24, not bad. 32%, 24%, kind of mimics the males, right? So you don't see like too many glaring offsets. If you could tell that the interest is going to be higher within these areas. So the most money is probably going to be made by people around these age demographics. And it's probably going to be more expensive to advertise to people who have less interest. You're trying to get them to want to purchase, but you guys wouldn't know any of that because you're not caring. You guys aren't taking the time to look at that. Then you could add another interest. So you're like, all right, let's start getting specific. Let's see who I really want to target to. Pit bull lovers. You want to sell a pit bull necklace, right? So maybe pit bull lovers and people who like jewelry. People who are interested in jewelry. So now that paints a completely different picture, of the people who would be interested. More women than men are going to be interested. Typically jewelry is more of a male thing, but jewelry is more of a female thing. But you guys may or may not know that because you're not using the audience insights. Okay. You're not paying attention to that, especially here we go. These people who love pit bulls are also interested in jewelry. Look at that. This is very small. Only 26% of men are into that, so it's probably going to be cheaper to advertise to women. So you might be able to get more conversions from females because there's more of them and it's going to be cheaper. Whereas the men, since only 26% of pit bull lovers who are into jewelry are men, maybe this isn't necessarily something that is gonna pertain to them. Maybe it might be more expensive to get those conversions. You're not gonna know because most people immediately just jump directly into creating an ad set, and they don't have any idea who they're trying to market to. They're just like, oh, create an ad set, call it a day. That's number one. You guys don't know your audience and you refuse to look at your audience, and it's kind of a pain in the butt. Okay. Number two, you guys have terrible creatives. All right. You guys are using like the worst pictures. In some cases, like say you're selling, like makeup or something, or, whatever, like, you're talking about beauty. You're like, oh, here's some makeup items. If you guys aren't doing the makeup yourselves and getting professional photos done, or using a model or something along those lines, you guys are dead in the water. You need to be using stock images. Okay. If you were trying to advertise beauty, makeup, things like that, maybe eyeshadow or something, having creatives like this would be perfect. You could capture someone's attention with some crazy ad copy right off the top. Want your lips to pop, like look at her lips. Her lips look very, very full, or looking for the perfect shade of red. If you're selling makeup or like I said, maybe you're selling lipstick, looking for that perfect shade of red, or looking for the red that drives him wild, or something like that. A catchy headline that's going to, capture the attention right off the bat, or here we go, like eyeshadow, they say the eyes are the window to the soul, or what, something catchy, something, it could even be cheesy in some cases, but something catchy, and then having ad copy like this. If you're selling eyeshadow, or talking about like, I don't know, maybe, like eyebrows or eyelashes, something, or smooth skin. Like, look, it looks like her skin was like airbrushed on. I mean, obviously this photo's been touched, but you need to have good creatives. Like There's no way around it. You guys are trying to sell products that are not or you guys, like some of your drop shipping stores, you guys aren't taking the time to get good products, like good brushes or anything. Like I'm pretty sure some of the brushes that you guys are selling would mimic this. Okay, like you could literally use this creative here and do something. If your brush looked almost identical to this, you could use this. All right, I don't like, if you're not going to take the time to purchase the brush and then take good product photography yourself, you could do this. You could use something similar to that. Or if you're in a beauty niche and you're trying to sell makeup products or sell your services or whatever, if you're trying to sell like your makeup services, like hey, or if you're an esthetician and you don't have a lot of work, like you don't have a big body of work, you're just starting off, you're freelancing, like having stock images would be a good way to showcase that. If you're good, then having stock images would be a good way to get people, get their attention focused on you, so that way you can go out there and showcase what you can do. All right, you got to have good creatives. Good, you have to. There is no way around it, guys. Like I'm so tired of seeing terrible creatives, like blown out and pixelated items, or creatives that just don't coincide with what you're trying to sell. Also, you guys are literally, if you're drop shipping, people are coming and hitting conversions immediately. Like you guys are immediately going for conversions. You don't have any conversions on your website yet, but you guys are immediately marketing for conversions. And that is wrong. I don't care what the big gurus tell you to do, because most of them are not successful. Okay, most of them really aren't. They're buying stores that are already profitable just so they can show things, or they're partnering up with people who already have Shopify stores so they can show you some screenshots. I've already proven to you guys Speed Circuit does $20,000 in revenue without any type of ad spend whatsoever. Zero ad spend whatsoever. No Facebook ads, no Google ads, nothing. Let your guru do that. Let your guru build a website with natural traffic. No influencer shout outs, nothing but natural organic traffic. Bet you can't do it. You want to know why? Because they're doing this. They're always focusing on conversions. They're not focusing on that, like how to actually build a real brand in store. Don't do this. This is the most expensive. We're going to talk about, like, we go over this in the Roughnecks Ecom Inner Circle, the Roughnecks Ecom Boot Camp, where I show you guys exactly what you should be going for and why. Okay, this is the cheapest category here. This is cheap. This is cheap. This is a little bit more expensive. This right here is expensive. Okay, why in the world would you come over to the most expensive category and start tossing your money out when you guys don't even have a clue of what you're doing yet? You guys don't even know what you like, how to convert your customers. A lot of you guys are just starting and you're literally just like, yo, I'm trying to get these conversions right off the bat. So you come over here and start advertising for conversions, but with no conversion data, Facebook doesn't know. Okay, Facebook does not know that you are, it can't, advertise to people that haven't purchased from you. Okay, there is no conversion data. So you need like 100, 150, maybe even more, depending on the product, sales. You might need 200-300 sales. Okay, then you can build like a lookalike audience off the people that have purchased from you. Or, you can start marketing for conversions, because now you have conversion data. Your pixel has conversion data. So Facebook can go through and say, all right, these are the people that purchase. Let me find people that are similar to the people that have purchased from this, from this store, from this website, and let me start marketing to them. If you guys have no conversion data, how in the world are you going to run a conversion campaign? It makes absolutely no sense to me. Blows my mind that people do this all the time. And yes, you can get lucky, but guess what? You're going to be spending infinitely more money to do so. You guys could literally be building up a conversion list with cheaper objectives. Cheaper objectives can still get you sales. You don't have to do this right off the bat. If you're getting sales, you use the cheaper objectives to get your sales. And then once you have the sales and your pixel data is pumped up, you move over to the more expensive piece over here, right here. This is what you do then. You're like, all right, let me get those conversions. Let me start advertising, for conversions, because that's what I want. But you don't have any conversion data when you first start off. So remember that. And copywriting, guys, like your sales copy can be kind of rough, as a beginner. Most people don't spread things out. Like I've seen a lot of run on ad copy. You know, people will just fill it out like this. They'll just, you know, type like you would a paragraph, which isn't necessarily bad, but people's attention spans are very, very short. Most people are not going to, you know, take the time to read all this because it looks really jumbled. So you need to make it easy for them. You need to show what what your product is about and get them to read it. You know, like, be careful when cleaning up after a flood. You may be exposed to blah, 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 blah. And these are these things, you know, right here. So if you're trying to, you know, advertise for, I don't know, like some devastation cleanup or something, you know, like flood cleanup. Here we go. You know, this will be perfect. People can read this. It's like, oh, be careful when cleaning up after a flood. Really? Why? Why do I need to be careful? You know, you may be exposed to and breathe in unhealthy mold in the air, damp building materials, decaying vegetable matter, rotting waste, any other damp debris. You're like, oh, wow, I should probably call this cleanup company right away so that way I don't, you know, breathe in mold and all this other crap. I don't want to die. You know, you got to make it, you know, clear and concise. Like this, you know, this is really, really long and I wouldn't take the time to read this. This was kind of stupid. You know, I'm like, okay, well, why am I reading all of this? What's the point? You know, unless the ad was so baller that I just had to read it. But this right here, this is good. You know, it's bold, you know, it's bold up here. Hey, we want to hear from you. Really? You want to hear from me? And then it says, like, help us improve our service to you. Attend an open door forum near you for information about upcoming events. You know, go to cms.gov. There you go. Very simplistic. You know, people can choose to go or not choose to go. All of this, you know, it's very wordy. Very wordy. Just, it's unnecessary. Okay, so those are the things that you guys are doing wrong. You know, that beginners are doing wrong mainly. You know, as you progress, you're going to make mistakes. I still make mistakes, you know, even at this level. I've been running Facebook ads for a number of years, but guess what? I still make mistakes, and you're going to. Okay, but as a beginner, these are some of the big ones that you guys are making. Like, you know, it's killing you right off the bat. You know, if you can get these out of the way, these 4 things, you're going to have a much better time. You guys will be able to make money a little bit easier as opposed to struggling and then getting mad and saying, oh, it doesn't work. Because it does work. You just have to know how to make it work. That's all. That's it. Okay, guys. So if you like this content, make sure, you know, you subscribe, click the little notification bell. You know, get into the free Facebook group below. Click the descriptions. The links are in the description, the Facebook group, the ebook, all of that, man. You know, I do that stuff to help you guys out, you know, but you would never know because you're not there and you didn't get the survival guide. All right. So get it. Shameless plug, you know. So that being said, man, be safe. And if you can't be safe, at least be smart about it. I'm going to catch you guys in the next one.